Good afternoon, I'm Duncan Gilman, and thanks for joining us for another live broadcast of SMTV. And joining me once again is Ryan Miller. Ryan, welcome.
Well, thank you very much. Glad to be here.
So, before we get into our questions today, let's go ahead and cover some of the social media news that we talked about earlier in the week. First of all, the Social Good Summit, pretty exciting event that talks about the real good that social media is doing.
Absolutely, and as we kind of talked about earlier in this week, really a culmination between technology, people wanting to do great things for humanity, really, and then leveraging social media to bring people of all walks of life all over the planet together.
I love it, and I love to see not only an organized event like this, but also businesses taking advantage of things they can do in their own communities to really not only promote their brand, but promote some decent work that they're doing in the community. And I think in a certain sense that can kind of bend the 90-10 rule a little bit, because people love to get kind of behind the scenes with the business and see the kind of difference that they're making. Splash Media happens to be doing that this weekend.
Absolutely, and a great example of that, so Splash Media partnered with a local charity called Wipe Out Kids Cancer. Completely dedicated to, well, exactly what the name says. Splash Media took over all the social media activities, actually for the past few years now. And it has an opportunity to not only train their staff on how to do social media, but also to really reach out and grow this specific event, which actually happens this weekend for Oktoberfest here in Addison, Texas. And really have an opportunity, as you can see, a little cheating going on here, warming up. And I now know I'm going to have to do a little stretching tomorrow to beat you. But actually, quite a few of us are going to be in the race. And last year, we actually saw an increase of 5,000 runners compared to the previous year, and one of the major differences was a little social media injection, so who knows what it did in there.
Doing some good with social media. I love it. Back in May, we saw an announcement across a lot of news sites about what Facebook was calling a highlight function, and basically you were paying to become popular, because businesses already can advertise, they can have sponsored stories, regular ads, promoted posts, but now this idea of promoting your personal status is kind of coming back. We saw this earlier on a couple sites that are saying this function may actually be coming through on several different regions are testing it out now. So
a couple thoughts there. First and foremost, now you can pay for vanity. So if your tweets, or not your tweets, but Facebook posts are not popular and you don't have very many friends, great time to promote that. To me, it's a little bit of a shot here, sort of at diluting some of the business page functionality, and it's also a little cry out from Facebook, looks like, to generate a little bit more revenue.
Probably so.
You know, for investors. So curious to see what that's going to do for the impact of business pages, and will businesses start jumping over to create a personal side of the page simply to promote that kind of those messages.
Right. Or you can see employees of businesses now paying with company money to promote their personal status that advertises the business.
Right.
Interesting to see what happens with it.
Yep, but we'll definitely be ahead of that one.
There's some kind of cool news here, a little bit of cool news on Twitter. Twitter redesigned their profiles a little bit, and they also came out with a new mobile app. The major change to the profile design here is the addition of a header image. You can see this example on today.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, to mirror basically what Facebook did with timelines, to make it a little bit more visual, really make that more pronounced. And then also looking over at LinkedIn, they did basically the same thing with their headers. So Twitter following the pack here, visual, getting some pop in there.
And kind of interesting to see where individuals and brands go with making this new feature a little bit more creative. We showed Ryan Seacrest's profile, his Twitter page the other day, and he used his profile picture in the center there to take advantage of the profile picture combined with a header image. So there's some kind of creative things I'm sure we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely, and big opportunities in there for some Twitter contests and promotions and seasonal things as well.
Yeah, it's interesting to have another place. I mean, the background image is still available,
right?
But interesting to have another place now where you can talk about your brand. I mean, we're not really seeing the same restrictions that we see on Facebook cover photos, where Facebook has said, don't use this to promote, don't use this for your phone number, and has this list of do nots for the cover image. We're not really seeing that on Twitter.
You know, that's pretty normal with Twitter. They're just kind of the rebellious teenager. They don't really care what happens. They just want the basics in there, and people have a good time.
I like it. Before we get to our first question, just a reminder, anytime you have a question or a topic you'd like us to discuss on the broadcast, send it our way.
And you can always contact us through various ways. First and foremost, you can email those questions to us at questions@splashmediau.com. Or you can tweet us any questions by using the hashtag SMTV questions.
First question is from Diane, who wants to know, how do I measure the effects of social media on my business?
It's the million-dollar question in all of social media and marketing in general, right?
Yeah.
So first and foremost, you have to have a plan, right?
Absolutely.
What's the end goal? What's the point? Why am I in social media? Why am I doing all this work to get there? Once you have a plan, then you have an opportunity to take a look at the measuring devices.
So many different tools out there to take a look at what kind of traffic you're getting from social media. First of all, there's Google Analytics, which can show you referral traffic to a blog or to a website. You can set up a call tracking number that only shows up when you come from a certain site, or maybe you have just that number on your Facebook page or on your Twitter page. You can also, what else can you do? You can have landing pages set up that have shortened links that you can track. Just a bunch of different things that you can do. And also per platform you can see, like Facebook Insights, you can check how many people are using your hashtag or retweeting, lots of different things per platform as well.
That's right. So again, just coming back, the most important thing is to identify what's important. We commonly refer to KPIs, or key performance indicators. And then notate what those are. And then one of the greatest things you can do is go into Google Analytics and set up a few of those goals and funnels.
Yeah.
That language people understand across any platform, any part of business. So Trent took a break from standing in line for his iPhone 5 this morning to email this. I mean, that's a long wait. There's people still in that line.
I wonder if anybody's watching SMTV from the line.
You know what? It is streamed live. It is through Facebook. I mean, they could be.
Tweet it and let us know.
That's right. So what type of apps should you use for your Facebook Welcome tab?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is having a specific promo or contest, something that you want to promote. But it's a tricky question because you can no longer automatically send people to your Welcome app when they land on your page. With an ad, you can send people wherever you want. With an ad, you can send people to a specific app, a specific website even, or just your page in general. But I don't know that what we traditionally had as a welcome tab is really necessary anymore. I think what you could do is maybe create a Start Here app or tab and just direct people to more information. One example that I love, and I saw this the other day, someone passed this around the office, was from Save Faces Facebook. And I love what they did with the Connect with Us tab, because unlike in a photo, let me go ahead and click on it here. Unlike in your album where it's just a photo, you can't actually click on it, it's not interactive. Because they created an app with their other sites, you can actually click on them because they use the app software to make these image maps where you can actually click here and go to Twitter, or click here and go to YouTube. And that's the difference between doing that in a photo album where you just had to link to it.
Right. So opportunity here, you're on the go, you're mobile, you can see that, it's easy to click, you know what you're getting into.
Right.
If you need to tweet that brand or you want to check out a video, it's very, very easy to access, again, especially through those handheld devices.
Yeah, and so I would say maybe welcome tab, not so much anymore, but definitely be very welcoming on your page.
That's right.
Leslie asked, what are the best ways to promote my company's convention next week through Twitter?
You know, we deal with this a lot for clients, and it's a really big opportunity to do a couple things. One, if there's the opportunity for the team to be on the ground level, some great things can happen. We kind of call it a tactical team.
Yeah.
Live tweeting, being able to upload videos real time, drive people to the site, and then really the most conventions these days promote or register a hashtag. Most times when you go to register, you'll see it. It'll say, here's the hashtag. Being able to identify that and use it, big things.
I agree with those, and I also like to see multimedia too. So anything you can be, whether it's the on-the-ground team or people sending things back to the main office, to the headquarters, use multimedia, photos, video, quotes from people who stop by your booth. Anything you can get your hands on. Talk about the swag you're getting. All this stuff is great for that live sense that you get from the people actually there at the trade show, and it's great to convey that through the rest of your audience.
That's right. Great example, too. We have a rather large brand known around the world, and the objective was for our social media sites to be the leader for providing real-time information from the trade show. So we promoted it as be at the trade show virtually through us. So nonstop tweeting, videos, photos, and the whole 9 yards, and it was great.
I love it. So not only great to be able to talk to people real time at the trade show, but talk to other people who couldn't necessarily make it.
That's right, and that really establishes them as the thought leader too.
I love it. Also, it helps if you bring a little scooter.
Have to.
Segway at a trade show, harmful or helpful to get around fast?
Oh, GoPros on the Segways.
Nice.
Just
Two little
cruising
cameras.
Around. Oh, that's it.
I love it.
Okay, new idea after the show. We'll
Next social media trade show.
Done. Can we do it? Yeah, we'll do it in here to start out with. Louisa emailed us this. I want to create my first Facebook ad. What are some things I should consider?
Louisa, first two things that come to mind for me when I want to create an ad are the demographics, so targeting who do you want to see this ad, and then the creative itself, the copy, the image, what's it going to look like. And I think tweaking both of those things as you start to create some A/B testing, so multiple versions of your ad, are really going to make a difference. So those are for me, those are the big two that I would concentrate on.
Absolutely, you nailed it. And one of the biggest things where I see a lot of great success, but also failure, is in the imagery. Everything, imagery within Facebook is everything. So make sure that you identify a picture that is catches your eye. Again, it's like newspaper title, very intriguing. And then the most important thing after that is have the text line up with the image so as not to confuse your potential clickers.
Puppies and babies.
That's all you got to do.
If you're in IT, have a puppy at a computer. If you're a restaurant, have a baby at a restaurant.
Absolutely. It's amazing. It just never fails. So.
And those little things really make a difference. And once you get those several images that you like, or the several versions of your headline, do that testing and make sure that you know not only for this particular run of your ad, but for future ads, am I reaching the right audience? Are they the ones who are responding and clicking? If not, change it.
Last thing on the A/B testing, and this is something we play with quite a bit, is change up those target markets, right? The sizes. So the targeted number of people you have is the everybody you're going after. In some cases, you might want to try 200,000 to 300,000 in one, kind of group A, and then you might try a little bigger reach with maybe a million plus just to see what that looks like. Because the algorithm and the way everything works in there, you'll see different results. So we play with that a lot.
Very good point. That's going to do it for this episode, but make sure you keep tuning in each and every day right here at 12:30 p.m. Central Time to learn more about social media marketing. For everyone at Splash Media, I'm Duncan Gilman.
And I'm Ryan Miller, and thanks for watching, and have a great weekend.